There we go. I'm standing with CAPS, and I support the position wholeheartedly, but because you've been hearing it articulated much better than I could do so, what I'd like to do is take my limited time, not reiterate that, but take the 3 minutes to do three rather important things. First, to thank you, then to apologize, and then to issue a challenge. First, I don't want to thank you for this meeting because nobody wants to be up at this time of night, and you have enough meetings already. But what I'd like to do is thank you for the schools. About 3 years ago, my wife and my son moved to this area, and we moved here primarily because of one school, Fox Mill. The area had a lot of benefits, but primarily it was the diversity of that school, the language immersion program, and most importantly, I think, the fact that the school performed so well that we moved here for that school. We looked at all the schools in the country and picked that one. So we have a lot to thank you for. We've been engaged in a war of monologues about redistricting for a number of months here, and there's a lot of anger. But passion's only present with love. And so there's a lot of love for these schools. You can hear it in our voices. And as David Hume said, truth usually springs from arguments among friends. So here's the truth. I'm sorry we weren't involved a lot earlier in this process. And I'm sorry that until recently, at least some of us doubted your motives. I think I heard Mr. Gibson's comments at a Fox Mill meeting, it was last February or something. And when you made those comments, I have to tell you honestly, I heard in my mind, I'm the decider. Now, I know that's not what you meant, but it took me a while to get there. And that wasn't fair. So how do I know this? Actually, it's the statements you've been making from rooms like this one just recently. It was your remark that you'd no sooner sacrifice one community for another than you take resources away from one child to support another. That's very important for us to hear, so I thank you for that. Or Ms. Strauss's comment that there comes a point where we can no longer continue to shift students around in the community, and I really appreciate that too. So on behalf of everybody in West County, we really appreciate that, and we're confident that your votes on the boundary proposal will reflect your commitment to this. Now here's my challenge, and I'll do this as quickly as I can. It's here the other side, as St. Augustine would say. Let's all have a conversation. We all need to do it. The processes, the procedures, the plans, the vested interests, the passionate partisans are all going to tell you that you need to do something today. They're wrong. They're wrong, and you can hear it in the voices of everybody in the community. It doesn't mean that you're wrong, and it doesn't mean that the parents are wrong. It simply means that we haven't had sufficient dialogue to identify the true needs, which appear to be programmatic, and to work together to address them. That would be the beginning of a type of procedural justice which would permit all community stakeholders to fully invest in the outcome and ensure its success. So in conclusion, while Jefferson said, I think it was something like, when a man assumes a public trust, he should consider himself public property, I think that's a little bit harsh for us to expect of you. So I propose something different. Let us share the burden with you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Rafa Devinani, Ira Marin, Eugene Liu.